Thanks, Nick. Ira, so could you give us an update on the squad and Cyril's injury?
Yes, it was just, not as bad as everyone feared, so it won't be too early, but we really hope we can be involved on Tuesday.
That's welcome news for you, given the way it went off.
Yeah, I think everyone feared the worst the way it went off, but there was a small issue versus knowing your speed curbing, so it was good. A bit stiff and a bit sore still, but everyone worked really hard to make sure he's give him a chance to be fit for Tuesday.
In terms of Asgard, Igamane,
Yeah, Matt's all about in squad, Hamza in the squad, Tello in the squad, Maggie Moore in the squad. So it's a nice position to be in. We'll see how many minutes they'll be on the pitch, but they're all back and back.
What can you give us on JFT?
On Tuesday?
Yeah.
About what its fit is?
No, in terms of any potential move.
Yeah, about in the couple update you as and when it becomes something. So he's in this morning. And then I guess that's what I can give you as a manager right now.
And can you tell us any more on Nova Mendy? Mendy?
Mendy, yeah. He doesn't play for us, so I can't tell you anything about him. I've never met a kid that spoke to him in my life. So, yeah, I don't really know.
Cheers.
That's true. I'm not getting you on, so I don't know.
With this game, of course, coming just before the big Champions League qualifiers, it's a chance for some guys who maybe haven't had as many minutes as they'd like to be introduced.
It's a game we want to win, but it's also a game we have to balance. We have 5 games in 14 days. Some of the guys play a lot of minutes. So it's a chance for something to get on the pitch, but we put team up. We think we'll win the game and want to win the game. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of you guys on the pitch.
Of course, last year, I'm sure you'll be aware, Rangers went out the Scottish Cup to Queen's Park for low league opposition. Is that something you brought to the players? Is that something that the senior guys speak about to try and avoid some not as it is again?
It's completely gone. Some of them probably part of that. I don't see any benefit in me to bring out doing. So, no, we focus on this game. Got being better from Tuesday. I really enjoyed training yesterday. Tuesday game enabled us to actually do some work on the training pitch, which is nice. So I enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to seeing them carry out on pitch.
How much is a chance for some of the guys that haven't had as much game time as they want this season to come in and give an indication of what they can produce?
There's a lot of League 11 changes. So there'll be a chance for some people to play for sure, but there's also some people that need to keep building and keep improving their performance. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some of the guys that will get opportunities, whether it's starting, whether it's coming as a bench, to see what they can bring us in now.
In terms of Tello and Mikey, what do you think, what different dynamic can they add to this team?
I think that'll be tough players, I really do. So talent, character, courage to take a ball,
Creative, but really weak to run, physically both very good. So I think it'll help us a lot.
In terms of competition as well, that's going to be key, just to keep guys on their toe and know that, if they do let the standards drop, there's somebody right behind them.
Yeah, I thought it's good. We need that. This team, we need that. We need strength in depth. And we need strength on the pitch, and knowing that we can turn out as a bench and be really strong as well. So I really like the impact of the subs in Yang so far, and needs to continue. And these guys coming back to fit us now will definitely help us.
In terms of, there's a couple of weeks left of the window, looks like you're still trying to strengthen, but has there been much progress made in getting guys off the wage bill, because the squad is still fairly big?
No, I think we're in the same situation really. There's some guys who know their future probably lies away from here, and they are, I'm sure their agents are working hard on that. Apart from that, I think we're pretty much as is, and that might not change till towards the end of the window as circumstances change. Team needs something, lay on, and soften the way the transfer window often takes far too long. That's why I've been happy with a lot of our business we were able to do quickly, and not wait the people going out to the support the Aggie Sheep and Patrick Kevin's been fantastic, and I think that will continue. And then people go and play elsewhere as and when they want it, and they decide to rough it.
Hamza made quite a big impact here last season. It was one of his first seasons as a young lad. You've not really had much of an opportunity to work with him. Is he one you hope can move on, take another step forward this season?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to working with him. I think he, not so much training is huge really. Back to me, then got injured, so now he's coming back to it. So I don't think we can expect too much too soon, but he has a lot of talent. It's now fitting that around players and the structural working out how you best utilise that, I think. And he knows he has to work really, really hard to keep it prudent, but this certainly adds a lot like a raw, natural ability that is really exciting to really harness that in the right way and put it the right structure in the team. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that at some point.
So looking at the Alloa game coming up, you've seen the way Dundee came to Ibrox to get a result. Has it just been stressed against the players? The teams will come and sit in a low block, and it is up to Rangers to go and take the initiatives to go and break these teams there.
I mean, teams will do whatever they want to do. I think it will look different. I think everyone's going to come on low block. So tomorrow might look different to, well, I expect will look different to Tuesday. So we have to be ready for everything. We have to be prepared for everything. So as a manager and as a coach, you know, I have to look at my part in the Dundee one, and maybe we didn't get enough messages about that. So with that, I'll work on that since, and I'm sure we can see that tomorrow. But we have to first turn the game into that and make sure it is that, and work out ways and find ways to break it down. So it's been good learning. I said this to you guys, it was so early on the process. The game's going to be about learning, and I have to always look at our such first to the coaching staff. I'm really help out as much as we can, and I think we are really well prepared for tomorrow.
So the expectation that we spoke about last week of the club is that it should be beating the likes of Dundee and Motherwell. Do you think that pressure's maybe having a bit of a negative effect on the players, that expectation is what is held upon them?
No, I think I said to the players, pressure brings opportunity, and however it looks, it really does. So you can look at it two ways. I think there's been energy around this place for a while. There isn't. I'm talking inside, outside. There's been a lot of disappointment and a lot of frustration and a lot of criticism to the players, to the club, and everyone has an opinion. Everyone's entitled to one. So like whilst we are here, our job is to really focus on what we can affect and where we can impact. If we do our jobs to the best of our ability in here and focus on the work and being better and having really, really high standards, like with everything that this cup should stand for. And I just don't see how it doesn't go in one direction. So one of the maintenance guys here this week said we're turning the tank around, Gaffer, and it will just take some time when we get it going. And I thought it was a perfect analogy, and he's a great guy. He was here when I was here before. I don't want to embarrass him, but honestly, when he said it, I was like, no, you're right. We just qualified for the Champions League. I spoke to the staff from Sunday after Dundee because everyone here supports the club, and they really feel things. But our job here is to try and just work and not let like the outside always affect how we work. You just come on. So like, you will ask me about Andy, next teammate, one's comments at some point, not sure. But it can't affect the work with it. So everyone is entitled to opinion. I think when you come and work for a big club like this, you have to accept that there's going to be so many opinions, ex-players, supporters, but we have to just focus on what we can focus on. So it really doesn't affect, or it shouldn't affect what we do in here. So I've got to remind people of that, because we need to really get better at what we do here every day, because a lot of people here that have been here a long time are not happy in how it's been every day. I feel like we're turning that around in the building, and that comes with consistency in behaviour and work, and real work. So whilst consistency of performance is not quite that, there's stuff we always need to do in here, and eventually there's stuff we always need to do on the pitch, and the players are working that hard, and when they do, and we're all put in the right direction now, that stuff will even be like a question.
Hi, Russell. You would have done analysis from the game the other evening. I wonder what your big message would have been to the players, and the biggest takeaways would have been from that analysis after the game and having the chance to rewatch it and go through things.
So there's loads of different ways, but ultimately it's like we did too many things sometimes. So like if it's right for us, it's always right for us, regardless of the situation. So to always run, to always look after the ball. And like the frustration was when we watched it back, and then the same with players, nothing they felt it as well. We show you started. We have opportunities to really hurt the opposition early in the game. And we don't execute well enough, and then we turn the into cheaply. And the context of the game, I said to the players that we've been away in Europe twice. So we won 2 really tricky ties by scoring 2 goals and 3 goals in the first leg at Ibrox, brilliant energy. And then we're going against a team that had nothing to lose. So they're 2-0 down, 3-0 down. You're changing the context of the game, we up it and need more. We needed more actions early on in the game to be able to reclaim with the ball. And we could hurt the opposition and put a little bit of, take a little bit of their energy away. we can do it the up line. So I think it's brilliant with the players. They could be clearer in what two actions with the ball, and a bit more in that final execution. The game can be completely different. So I think it's brilliant then for us. And then you have to take the context that go into account as well. If one play against a team that is leaving four or five players on the pitch all the time, so we have to be prepared for that. Because they have to be brave, and like I said, they have nothing to lose. So it's been interesting. We learn as much as we possibly can from every game. For ourselves, it's like, what was the messages? Did we do well enough from the players? And I've been really pleased with the players' energy this week, because they were all really pleased to get through, because that can be underestimated and not easy this early on. But I think the players were as frustrated as we were with some of the aspects of the performance, which I really loved, because I think their understanding is growing. Their belief in what they're doing is growing, and at some point you'll all really pay off for it.
You know, a lot of anxiety amongst the support, because the amount of efforts that opposition teams have had in the games, and that, with a lot being said about that, there's a lot of worry about perhaps if teams do start taking those chances. And you know what the supporters are like in terms of worrying about things that might happen and not necessarily have happened. How do you respond to that at the volume of chance? And what's the message be? And
Yes, I
said that.
I got made aware of it this week by the analyst, and then did like a real detailed breakdown. It's over half the shots are from way outside the box. The two games are really, we're going to make chances at Panathinaikos and Plzen. And as I've just said, we're playing two teams away from in Europe, but we could literally, they're 2-0 down and 3-0 down. So do stuff that we haven't usually seen them doing, and come in numbers for we haven't usually seen them doing. So we can definitely negate that and stop that. And we're not happy with the amount of shots that have been. We also have to have perspective and context in here and clarity in what we're doing, and we'll get better. And we have to get better. We will get better.
If we just mentioned there, Andy Halliday, the comments this week, can you like your chance to respond to them?
No, just give me I'll form the answer, and that is, but it's so cool. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
You don't have any issue with him sort of breaking?
And I regard him as a really good ex-teammate and a good person, and I like him. So I'm sure at some point we'll have coffee in the West End and we'll sit down and discuss. And I know he wants to coach at some point. When you work in the media, you have to get an opinion, right? So absolutely not probably at all. Oh, I never seen the plan that I thought, so I told him.
Okay, I sure.
So the research ask you and from what you're saying there, it sounds like you're working to try and insulate players from outside pressure and criticism. How difficult is that in modern era?
And I think be really consistent in the process here, be really consistent in our behaviour, be really consistent in what we're asking them to do, and then that consistency will show up on pitch. I've been in this situation at every club we've been in, is why I can see it come in, tell you what I think is going to happen next. And we just have to trust the work and trust each other. I suppose the players willing to see about that. And I can see what's coming with them, how they are growing into the culture we're trying to build, how they're adapting to it. And that's what I'm excited about. What's going to come.